Hello and welcome to today's Optics Rate Debates. Andras and myself, Theodore, we will discuss basic features and most common set of parameters that prism scopes have. So we are now discussing a little bit more into details for each category and subcategory on our webpage, and Andras will help me to explain all the basics of this type of products. So Andras, if I ask you, I know you did a whole research about prism scopes and so on. What are those really the most common and basic features and properties of prism scopes?
Yes, so if you look at them, you'll see that there's some kind of mutants between the red dot sights and rifle scopes, and they're
hybrids.
Yeah, so they're hybrids, yeah. And they're named prism scopes, so and that's because they are composed of prisms inside. Mm-hmm. There can be one prism, or in some cases perhaps
more than one.
More than one. And because of prisms, the construction is shorter. So because of the way.
So basically, this is a rifle scope, but because it contains prisms, it's shorter.
That's right.
Similarly, like binoculars, which are also shorter because of the use of prisms.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first main feature. So. And probably the most crucial one. Now if we move onwards, you can see that prism scopes have a diopter setting. Mm-hmm. Now most people, when they are looking for red dot sights, for example, have problems with, some people have problems with, have error in the eye, mm-hmm. so-called astigmatism.
The error which I have.
Yeah. Plenty of people have these problems, and red dot sights are not really good for them because they cannot see the clear image of the reticle.
I always see the star.
Dot.
I never see the red dot as a nice circular dot. I always see like a star, or it's glowing and so on.
And prism scopes can help you solve this problem. They have a diopter adjustment, so you can set the reticle that it fits your eyesight perfectly.
Yeah, so you see the reticle clear, yeah.
Yeah, because some prism scopes do come with 1x magnifications, and they can be used as an alternative for a red dot sight. Such as this one. This is a 1x magnification prism scope. They also come with 2x, 3x, 4x, even 6x, like this Wolfhound here. It's a little bit more rare configuration, but they always come
bigger and heavier.
Yeah, they always come with a fixed magnification.
But as far as I know, the 3x magnification is the most common.
Yeah, it is the most common setting.
3, yeah.
It is the most common setting. I think that this Spitfire also, yes, it has a 3x fixed magnification.
This primary, I think, is 2.5 or something like that. I think it's 2.5.
Yeah, it's not written on it, but I think so too. Then another common feature of prism scopes is that they come with an integrated Picatinny mount on the bottom. You can see that all of these have an integrated
so no
Picatinny
rings
mount.
Around them.
No rings
just
around
the
them.
Integrated mount, yeah.
Just the integrated mount. So Picatinny is a very common standard used nowadays. So mounting is not really a problem.
So mostly these prism scopes are mounted. Most usual way to mount them is on semi-automatic or automatic.
That's right.
Assault rifles.
That's
like
right.
AR platforms and all similars.
They're a little. They stay a little bit higher if you look at them. So they're fit for an AR platform.
Yeah, because
like
with an AR you need a little bit higher mounting solution to achieve a proper position for the proper eye relief and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, now that we're here with general properties, the only one thing worth mentioning is that compared to rifle scopes, they're of course more compact, lighter, smaller. They're also very robust and durable. If you look at the construction, can withstand quite a lot of hits.
But they're quite bigger than the red dots.
They're quite bigger than the red dots. So
what about the reticle? Is there anything special in the reticle compared to red dots? I see that they always have a little bit more advanced reticles, not like a red dot which only has a dot.
Yeah, and they have one major advantage. If you take this out on the field and you turn on the illumination, and in case the battery dies, you will still have the reticle because it's etched onto the glass.
So it's black when it's not
black,
illuminated.
You will still have you will still be able to shoot. While with red dot, if your battery dies, the dot disappears and
yeah, you only see a clear.
You basically have to change the battery, and
yeah.
this is one great advantage of Prism scopes. And now that we're here at illumination, there is one more thing worth mentioning. It's that most Prism scopes, this is quite a common feature with them, give you the ability to switch between red and green illumination, such as this sight mark here. This Strike Fire also has this same feature. And so this is great. Red dots usually only come with one type. Red is now green is getting popular, while Prism scopes give you the possibility to choose between the two. And we have information that a lot of shooters, some say that even about 20% have problems seeing the red color, and this is a great solution to them.
So even if you're color blind and don't see the red color, you always have the possibility, at least with most Prism scopes, to switch to green. Which more people sees than red.
Yes, and you can see that this one has 5 levels of red and 5 levels of green illumination intensity. So
this is a really interesting situation, because someone who is not colorblind, who sees red, he will never use green. It will be it's really not important for him if the Prism sight has green illumination or not.
Why does it have green?
Yeah. But if you are colorblind and don't see red, then it's paramount importance that the Prism scope has a green illumination. Yeah?
That's right.
The reticles also, because they're more complex, as far as I have seen in all these models, have chevrons for bullet drop compensation. So
that's right.
You have holdover points for different distances.
Yes, and the most common one is for 308 Winchester. We also have for 2.3 Remington. There are also some other reticles. I know that this one Wolfhound has the 308, and it has holdover lines underneath. So this is very useful.
This one has even more interesting, because it's written on them 7x62 by 39, so the AK caliber, and 300 blackout, which has almost identical ballistic curve. So when you're buying a Prism scope, you need to look at which caliber you own, and you buy a Prism scope which has a holdover lines specially designed for the caliber you're using. And it doesn't work like if you have like this one, a Prism scope with a reticle designed for 300 blackout. It won't work well on the 223, so 223, because the ballistic curve is different.
It's different, yeah.
But this is a big advantage, I think, compared to red dots, because red dots only have a dot and they don't have any holdover lines for a little bit long distance shots. Okay, I think we mostly went through general specifications. So it contains prisms. It has an edged reticle inside, not a dot. It works without a battery. It has an integrated mount.
Yes.
Most of the reticles are also contain bullet drop compensation, and they're illuminated in red and green. What did we forget? And they have a diopter.
Yes. So there is only one thing, perhaps, that I would like to point out as well. Some Prism scopes. We do not have an example here, but some Prism scope like Athlon Midas, I think, come with a BDC turret.
So you can directly
compensate
the bullet drop also by clicking, not only by.
So this is also an interesting add-on, I would say.
This is also something what red dots don't have. Okay, let me see how the clicks are usually in MOAs, I think, in Prism scopes, or in the centimeters. I think in MOAs.
I think that they're in MOAs. Mostly, in most cases.
Price-wise, as far as I have seen, they come from all sides of the spectrum, from really, really cheap to those really expensive, like Meprolite or Brovi or 3G-Con and so on.
These that we have here, I think, are almost from the more affordable segment. I think
they're all under 500 euros.
Yes.
I think. Okay, so the turrets, the illumination.
I think that we covered it. Mainly.
They're also all more or less waterproof and fog-proof.
Yes.
And as far as I know, they can withstand almost all calibers. So they're
like red dot
sights,
right?
Yeah, so they're not limited to, let's say, 308 and nothing more powerful. Okay, thank you guys. I hope we covered everything. Thank you, Andras, for the help.
Welcome.
If you forgot anything, use comments below. If you liked our video, please subscribe and take care. Till next time.
Bye.